the mystery of the Toon Town Path is over. Meanwhile, something is up at the Fantasyland Theater. There's a little progress at Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, plus a little more Jessica Rabbit, and there's water in Paradise Bay. All this coming up next on Fresh Baked. Hello again, everybody, and thank you for joining us for this week's update on construction progress going on around the Disneyland Resort. We'll be starting with our favorite little mystery these days, the Toon Town Path, what it is and where it's going. When I last got on the train, this was our view. We were wondering why the rail was on the left. And actually, I'm going to stop teasing you now because because it's done. They finished it. The mystery is over. This shot is thanks to Fresh Baked Street team member Cargo Man, who captured this Friday afternoon. And I have to say that I'm kind of surprised at how this finished. All this time, we're wondering, is it ADA, lightning lane, extended queue? And at one point, I even said, watch it be nothing. We're all going crazy over nothing, or I'm going crazy over nothing. Turns out, that's about the closest guess because, it's kind of just a path. Now, those rails are ADA, yes, at least the one on the left as you walk toward Toontown. The one on the right is most likely just to keep people from sitting on the ledge. But otherwise, it looks kind of like just a separate path that winds down to just under the rail bridge. Doesn't really go anywhere. I mean, it is a smoother grade and a smoother surface. And I mentioned the surface because the new surface they put down is not smooth, whereas the old one that it replaced was. Just a weird choice if you ask me. Weird because look where it goes in the other direction. Again, this video courtesy of Cargo Man, who got a Dole Whip for him and his family thanks to his efforts. But as we walk from Toontown to Small World, the most baffling part of all of this to me was where this path was going because it looked like a dead end. And it is kind of. It ends at the gift shop, or begins really, depending on how you look at it. I mean, I guess actually this is a disabled access path in the end. I thought there wouldn't be any place for a wheelchair, etc., to get into it comfortably. But you can see the path does curl around the gift shop. There's plenty of width there to get a wheelchair or an electronic vehicle. As a matter of fact, it looks like there's room for passing on that. But that path is wider. I'll say this. It's wider from this view than it looked like it was from the train. But it's not really the most convenient way to get in there if you're in a wheelchair, for example. But it is definitely a smoother, more gentler way to get to the bottom of the hill than the new entrance is. Speaking of which, there's an equal and opposite hill or grade on the Toontown side for which there is no path. I mean, the old rails are still there from before, and the path is the old smooth one, so I guess maybe they didn't need to build one on this side of the rail bridge, which does, reconcile with something that I considered a week or two ago. And that is this question: did they build this path because they redid the entrance to Toontown? Because I think they did. I think they made this entrance, this pretty red entrance with the paving stones, for whatever reason. But in doing so, you no longer have, I guess, I don't know. Was the path no longer ADA at that point? And that's why they had, I don't know. But that seems to be the most logical, the closest, solution to all this is that it's ADA. Either way, it does put an end to this story, leaving us with one less mystery to track. But we will be getting back on the train to check out some new business. These trees that you're seeing are those just before arriving at the Toontown station. I've become very familiar with these trees. And on this day, I was shocked to find this happening off in the distance behind them. I filmed this before we found out what they're going to do here, which we're going to get to in a second. That is what used to be the Mickey and the Magical Map stage. Well, the stage is still there, but gone is that large magical map set piece, the piece around which the entire show took place. Now, the Sorcerer's Hat is still there, so too are the paint buckets. But this is obviously just the beginning of something greater, and I imagine by the time we shoot this again on Saturday, all that will be gone already. Actually, on our Thursday visit, we could hear them audibly destroying this set. Sounds invasive. So this answers the question about any potential future for the map. There isn't one. So what's going to take its place? Well, actually, this also settles the question about what was going on with the map. You guys remember this show? That is the Tale of the Lion King, and it appeared during the summer of 2019 at DCA on the main stage there at World of Color, the Paradise Bay. It was an impressive show, an array of performers telling the Lion King tale in sort of a story theater style, live performers playing the parts of the lions, etc. It was really quite great, right up until they cut half of the live performers from the show, and then it was just the singers, which the singers are great, mind you, but the whole performance was better, as with all of the other stuff included. So I'm not sure if we're getting the A show or the B show. Actually, I don't think we're getting the B show. I feel like we're getting at least the A show, maybe even an A+ show, because after all, it's going from a sort of casual dinner theater style set, not even dinner theater. The setting at DCA was very casual. You passed by it. It was more kind of, it wasn't a serious stage in that sense. We're going from that to a proper theater in Fantasyland, with theater style seating and everything. So with this, there's a minimum expectation with regard to the size and scale of any show that might happen there. So stay tuned on this, as we hope to get some further peeks at what the stage might look like, at least until I cover up this gap. We can't see through it. But while we're here, we'll go check on Runaway Railway. It's been a few weeks, and hopefully there's something new to see. Unfortunately, not much, really. I mean, it really almost looks exactly the same. It does look like they're putting up the beginnings of some exteriors here, the walls. And we can see concrete flooring has been installed as well inside the old Five and Dime. Otherwise, things pretty much look the same here at the Gag Factory. So we'll head next door, where very quietly we have a new addition at Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. We know they took Jessica out of the trunk of the car in that first scene and replaced her with a barrel of dip. And we heard about her figure being updated that appears later on in the attraction. And with very little, actually make that zero fanfare, she has been updated. Jessica Rabbit, who once looked like this, is now Detective Jessica Rabbit, complete with Dick Tracy coat and hat. No change in the audio. And as far as I know, this is the only change made, and I don't think there are any other changes to come, rumored or otherwise. But we'll stay tuned, as always. Okay, let's head over to DCA. We got an update from Paradise Bay, home to World of Color. And this is a good sign, of course, a sign that work is progressing and they're ready for some real-world testing soon. There isn't much water in the bay as of yet, but I'm sure it takes a little while for them to fill it. Not sure if they're going to fill it up right away or pause at a certain level for additional testing. But either way, this does reconcile with news of this and other shows returning to the parks soon. Per Disney, we should expect to see World of Color at Paradise Bay return in the spring of 2022, as well as the Lion King show in Fantasyland that we just talked about. That's going to be spring of 2022. We're actually going to be talking about this, other live events that are happening or other entertainments that are going to be coming in the spring more in another video. And then with that, we'll conclude with an update from the tower, the new tower being built at the Disneyland Hotel, the DVC tower. Progress seems to be slow going, though. We're still not vertical. It seems like they have been working on this forever, and we're still not vertical. But it does look like they're knee-deep in getting the below-grade work done and preparing the foundation, etc., for that tower. And here's the concept art, once again, of what it's going to look like in the future when it's completed. We're a long way. This is a long way from being done, I'll say that. But we'll keep checking. But until then, stay tuned to Fresh Baked for more info as it develops on this and any other construction update that is happening around the Disneyland Resort. Then follow us on Instagram at _FreshBaked, on Twitter at FreshBakedDisney, that's fresh with no E, and on TikTok at FreshBakedDisney. And if you like our show and want to show your support, please do consider joining our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/FreshBaked. Otherwise, thanks again for watching, everybody. We love you very much. Be safe out there. Be kind to one another. And Fresh Baked